Welcome to Lima Land Motorsports Park here in Ohio, where Cool Ray and the Coast to Coast Racing League bring you another edition of Monday Night Madness presented by the Weekend Speedway. Round number 6 of the 2023 winter schedule, and the 360 Sprint Cars come to one of the most exciting short tracks we have on the schedule, multi-groove racing on a very short racetrack. We're glad you're with us tonight on what should be an exciting night of Rebels and Renegades action. As always, we begin with our B Division Rebels, and the Rebels are brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. It's our quick Tim Chapman Racing pre-race show as we're moments away from beginning the action here as you take a look at the beautiful Lima Land Motorsports Park here in Ohio. We're so glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sakala with you, joined alongside Dean Reynolds in just a little bit. No Isaac Salas once again tonight. He has the night off. So we get set for this one at Lima Land Motorsports Park. A very exciting short track with a lot of banking as well, especially on the outside. That will be the place to be when we get to feature time here tonight. But as we reset the track state for the beginning of heat races, I think we'll see something very exciting. The drivers will be in for a treat tonight. We take a look at your B Division Rebel standings. Last week at Eldora, we had our first repeat winner of the season, and that was Michael Birthday in the number 95. Climbs all the way up to 12th in the standings. But the point standings look like this at the moment. Kurt Schatzer, and again, keep in mind, points are without the drops here at the moment. Kurt Schatzer currently leads in the points, 327 points. Then it's Kyle Sargent second with 278. Third is Zachary Chapman with 276. And in the fourth spot, Andy Patton with 266. Preston Kramer fifth, 258. Joseph Grandy sixth, 257. Roger Craig seventh with 227. Eighth is Brandon Templeton, 209. Ninth, Gavin Chatham, 190. And 10th, Gary Taylor is 189. Well, we are set to go here for our event tonight. Of course, all heat races are done by a pill draw with no time trials. We go right into heats. Top 4 transfer to the heats. Everyone else to the B main for extra practice. Car count is set at just about 21 drivers tonight. And then our feature tonight will be 25 laps. The Renegades is at 30. That's, of course, if you're brand new to the Coast to Coast Racing League. Heat race number 1 is brought to you by our good friends at Langdon Mechanical. Langdon Mechanical, the second to none heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area, and promise our customers our own professionally trained Langdon specialists will be there personally every step of the way. We guarantee your customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance service of your heating and or cooling system. Our equipment sale, installation, and maintenance service call we make is backed 100% by Langdon. Here's a look at your starting lineup for our first heat race of the evening. John Rayner and Preston Kramer make up your front row. Joseph Grandy and Kurt Schatzer. Schatzer the points leader in row number 2. Steve Bixler, Joe Backus make up row number 3. And starting from 7 tonight is Big Money Dustin Sargent in the 77. A little breakdown here of the Lima Land Motorsports Park. 3/10 of a mile home to the University of Northwestern Ohio. That's their playground for racing. And banking is at 16 degrees in the quarters. They call this place the Quarter Mile of Thunder for a reason. And you're about to find out in just a matter of moments. Winner of this heat race starts on pole. No call for Preston Kramer on the grid. So with that, he will start from the rear. Well, again, glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's Lima Land Motorsports Park. It's go time for heat race number 1. Bad entry for John Rayner. That gives Kurt Schatzer the jump. Up 3 spots to the lead. Joseph Grandy makes his way up to second. Joe Backus in third. Lap 1 in the books, and it's led by the 218 of Kurt Schatzer. Grandy closes in a lot on Superman, and here he goes downstairs for the lead. Beautiful corner and clears. Low line working out really well early in this heat, but when it comes to feature time, it will be very risky. Race for the final transfer spot is on between John Rayner and Steve Bixler. Bixler with the preferred line here at the moment. Let's see if he can make that pass stick. And he can, as he right on board with John Rayner, now trying to fight his way back on the mayor for P4. Halfway home in heat race number 1, 4 up and 4 down. See Dustin Sargent starts to close in on John Rayner. Now off to a good start, up 1 spot. Let's start the green flag, but everyone makes the show regardless. We'll have our mandatory B main for all drivers here as extra practice. Joseph Grandy just set the first 10-second lap of the evening at a 10:97. Great lap for him so far as we're on the white flag. 1 lap to go. Steve Bixler with the final transfer spot with a very comfortable gap, 1.2 seconds behind in front of John Rayner. Here they come to the checkers. Grandy takes the first heat win. Schatzer second, Backus third, and Bixler fourth. So Joseph Grandy will start on pole position tonight. First time he is on pole this season in our B Division Rebels. Second heat race brought to you by Venom Racing, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Andy Patton and Andrew Umbach on row number 1. Gary Taylor and Pat Boyce, row number 2. Kyle Sargent, Connor Ross in row 3. And Mike Schultz, welcome back, Schultzy, to the Coast to Coast Racing League. He starts from 7th tonight in number 16. Did not notice Mike Schultz coming in until just about the last second before we got into heat races. So glad he could join us for tonight. Of course, Schultz, a previous winner in the Rebels class. Let us know, by the way, in chat who you were rooting for. We'll be sure to give you a shout out on the air. While we're at it, just wanted to give an opportunity to say happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to everyone, and we understand the importance of what MLK did for our nation. Andy Patton and Andrew Umbach will bring us to green. Winner starts on the outside of row number 1. Green flag is out. Patton immediately clears on Umbach. Taylor tries the inside for P2. Sargent with a final transfer spot. Pat Boyce tries to make something about it around the outside. Works on the cushion. Schultz up 2 spots already into the 5th position. Sargent tries to close in. Oh, wheel hook around go Taylor and Sargent. Sargent's the one sideways. Schultz makes his way up to P3. Connor Ross with a final transfer spot in 4th spot. Meanwhile, the general Andy Patton starts to pull away from Andrew Umbach. Gap is 1.1 seconds. 11:16 last time by, better by 0.4 of a second. You're on board with Mike Schultz as Connor Ross looks to close in. See Ross trying to dime in the corner in 3 and 4. A big run around the outside, but they nearly touched. Ross got on the binders. Remember, he should know they are good in 3rd and 4th position. Just going for a starting spot that would be 3 positions better compared to where he is now. 2 to go. Here goes Ross inside. Slide job on Schultzy, and Schultzy tries to counter it back. Takes a peek underneath once more. Once again, final lap underway. Andy Patton, a 2-second advantage on Andrew Umbach. They're both starting to close in on the driver of the 410. Ross with a chance for the runner-up spot on Umbach. Throws the slider. Does he have it? Barely he does. By just about 600ths at the line. And now we move on to heat race number 3. Heat 3 brought to you by the Salty Dogs race team, composed of many of the senior members of the Coast to Coast Racing League, and have been released from the home to create havoc and chaos on the track. When 3 or more dogs are in a race, a dog bone will be awarded to the highest finisher. Here's the starting lineup for heat race number 3. Michael Birthday and Roger Craig on row number 1. Row number 2 is Mike Kramer and Brad Waite. Waite coming off the Raiders win a couple of moments ago. Brandon Templeton and Steven Spees on row number 3, and Ralph Connor Jr. starts from 7th. Drivers tonight following the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck, formed to help the dirt track community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. One to go until we get the green flag. Birthday, our first repeat winner of the season in the joint training wheels number 95 at Outdoor last week. Looking for 3 straight victories on the year. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out on the air. Winner starts on the inside of row number 2. Green flag is out. Birthday immediately clears. Mike Kramer tries to thread the needle here and go 3 wide in the 3rd spot. But he starts to blink just a little bit. Craig clears for position number 2. Look at Steven Spees. Does he have the lane? He gets up on the wall, just pinched up there by Brad Wade. That was a bold move from the detective. He's still stuck in P6 at the moment. 3 wide for the final transfer spot. Wade with the advantage at the line. And Spees looks to follow him. Templeton gives him the lane, and same with Ralph Connor Jr. But they touch, and Ralph and Spees go around, and same with Templeton. So there's your top 4, all those 3 drivers. We'll start in our B main. 3 laps are in the books. You're looking at the race for 3rd, Cranmer and Waite. They start to work on some lap traffic. I may have just been seeing things. Actually, they are. Birthday starts to close in on Steven Spees. An 11:13 last lap for Michael Birthday. Not the quickest lap of all the drivers in heat races so far. Just a heads up. 2 laps to go in this heat race. While we're at it, let's see. We won't be able to. We're going to see if we can try and get a brief look at the replay, but we won't be able to. Final lap underway in this heat. Birthday, Craig, Kramer, and Waite will be your transfer drivers. Waite trying to close in on Kramer for 3rd position, but doesn't look like it's going to work. Birthday to the checkers as he wins heat race number 3 by 1.7 seconds on the Bassman. Final heat races in the books. It's B main time, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. It is John Rayner and Pat Boyce on your front row. The detective and Big Money, Steven Spees and Dustin Sargent on row number 2. Kyle Sargent and Wreck-It Ralph Connor Jr. on row number 3. That's the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer, and Captain Gary Taylor, row number 4. And then Brandon Templeton brings up the rear in position number 9. While we are at it, now we can take an opportunity to show you what caused that accident that broke out. Again, 3 wide throughout the first 3 laps of this one. Connor just, no, he gave him the room, and Spees just came down and they hooked wheels, and around went all 3 of them pretty much. And hard licks for Spees and Templeton. You can see that briefly. We had the starting lineup on our hands. Apologies. One lap to go until we take the green flag. Well, we are at a couple weeks from now. Our Winter Nationals will be starting up here. It lasts from January 30th to February 2nd, excuse me. Make sure you register now. We'll talk about that in a little bit during our Oshweekend Speedway warm-up watch. 10 laps of the B main. Again, for extra practice, all 9 drivers make the show. Green flag is out. Slow start from Rayner as they go into turn 1. Pat Boyce wanted to avoid passing him at the start-finish line, or else he would have received a timed penalty. Boyce around the outside to lead lap number 1 at the line. Sargent, meanwhile, up on the top shelf, but Rayner slams the door right on his face. And look at Steven Spees, almost goes 2 for 1 and almost goes 3 wide. Connor with some slight contact. And Sargent takes away P2 for right now. Steven Spees stuck in 5th. How high can he go with some contact with Dustin Sargent? Nice save for him, but loses a spot to Kyle Sargent. He falls back to P6. Preston Kramer in fourth, way off the pace of the 07. Gary Taylor, Brandon Templeton nearly scramble in turn number 1. Dustin Sargent, though, starts to close in on Pat Boyce for the lead. Gap is just about a car length. You see big money underneath for the race lead. Then decides to cut it back. That shows you a good idea from the gearbox, or from the tail tank, I should say, of what the banking is like here at Limaland. Look at Kramer trying to throw some sliders. You saw Boyce scrape the wall just a couple of moments ago. They work on slap traffic. That's Brandon Templeton, who just crashed moments ago. Pat Boyce just set the quickest lap last time by in 11:39. Best race on track is for fourth. Kyle Sargent and Steven Spees. This is on board with a detective. He's back in fifth after starting third. Kramer's rebounded as well as he takes a peek on big money for P2. There he goes, looks for the run underneath. Just set the quickest lap last time by in 11:29. Final lap underway in this B main, and it's Pat Boyce with a consistent half-second lead on Dustin Sargent. No mistakes, and he's good to go. Up on the cushion, Sargent tries one more time, but it's Boyce that takes the win. One more lap, and I believe that Dustin Sargent has the win. But there you see how everyone finished there. John Rayner fell back and finished in the 7th position after crashing just before the white flag flew in the air. While we are at it, let's take an opportunity as we have our Weekend Speedway warm-up watch as all your favorite drivers come out onto the racetrack. There we go. Let's talk about the Winter Nationals coming up. All taking place at Volusia Speedway Park. It is in honor of the Jim Brown Memorial. We are a part of that event every single year with them. Do an event in honor of them every single year, I should say, and this is our event. Again, doing it at Volusia, which is probably, in my opinion, the most exciting track for sprint car racing on iRacing today. But 4 classes. Outside of 305s and 360s, we've also got 358s and big blocks. You can sign up for all 4 classes. All proceeds as well benefit childhood cancer. And a class starts at $10, and for every class you want to add on, you add $5. But all prices increase by $5 if you sign up after January 24th. How it's going to work here, we've got a couple of dates set up for you. We'll have our qualifying nights on Monday or Tuesday. You can choose one of those, or you can split, depending on the classes that you are in. And then we also have a couple of veteran-only races and volunteer-only races. And provisionals will be on the line for those. That's for the first 2 nights as well. Every event for qualifying goes hot laps, qualifying, heats, a C main, a B main, and a feature for 25 laps with cautions not counting. Then Wednesday night is soup night. We'll go from the E main all the way up to our championship feature. The B main goes 20 laps, and our A main on the evening will range from 30 laps 305s, 40 laps 358s, 50 laps 360s, and big blocks 75 laps. Winner of each final race will get $50, courtesy of the Coast to Coast Racing League, and they'll also receive a trophy and $25 additional for the Super Dirt Car Series. That's for the overall champion of the Winter Nationals. So it's something kind of a little bit similar to the World Finals. It's pretty much just Florida in February, but we're really excited for what's to come in the next couple of weeks. I'll be working the Monday showing, and I'm looking forward to broadcasting that's for sure. And Brandon Dittmer just said, "Move over, Blake. Marty's the new salesman of Coast to Coast." Ah, Dittmer. Well, we'll see what Blake has to say about that. But ready for our first feature of the evening. We've got 21 drivers set to take the green. Let's meet the field in the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, it is Joseph Grandy in the 518 and the General Andy Patton in the 87. Row 2, Michael Birthday in the 95, looking for 3 straight wins, and Superman Kurt Schatzer, the points leader, in the 218. Row 3, Connor Ross in the 35 and the Bassman Roger Craig in the 747, a pair of Canadians. Row 4, Joe Backus in the 46 and Andrew Embach in the 410. Rounding out the top 10 tonight, Mike Cranmer in the 70 and the Mayor Steve Bixler in the 75. Row number 6, it is Mike Schultz returning in car number 16 and Brad Waite in the 814. Row number 7, Pat Boyce in the 41 and Big Money Dustin Sargent in the 377. In row number 8, the Outlaw Preston Cranmer in the 07 and Kyle Sargent in the 91. Row 9, the Detective Steven Spees in the 55 and the Captain Gary Taylor in the 34. Row number 10, JR John Rayner in the 302 and Wreck-It Ralph Connor Jr. in the 54. And rounding out the field for tonight, Brandon Templeton in car number 31. Lights are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck. We go green this time by. Again, so glad you could join us for this one. Prediction to win. We'll go with an upset. Give me Kurt Schatzer to take home the checkered flag. Oh, it's a 25-lap showdown at the quarter mile of Thunder. It's about to go down. The race against childhood cancer star underway at Limaland. Grandy and Birthday side by side. Trouble, Mike Cranmer and Gary Taylor and more. Taylor when flipping, and I believe that's Cranmer as well on his noggin. And so first yellow is out. See if we can pop it for a replay, give you a good angle of what happened to Magic Mike Cranmer. In 3 wide, contact with Schultz, and I think just a lot of net code that some drivers had pretty much nowhere to go. You saw Dustin Sargent involved as well. Gary Taylor went flipping. It's right on board with Big Money. Give you an idea. There was some slight contact and then nowhere to go. Committed up high. Cranmer was already there. Didn't have a lot of time to commit as well. So, try it once again. But again, remember, single file restarts with the sprint cars in the Coast to Coast Racing League. We do take a lap off the board. Grandy brings us back to green. So that restart put Birthday, that caution put Birthday back in his 3rd starting position. Andy Patton, meanwhile, with a challenge down on the basement. Will it work for the race lead? It won't. Grandy hangs on, but now Birthday up on the preferred cushion. He's one of the best on the high side to do it. Those training wheel racing drivers know how to do it. Just ask Patrick Spangler. And Birthday up in a second he goes. Now Birthday knows that Grandy just hit the wall, will not give up the top that easily. He's right on board, but Grandy just about made a mistake, hanging on for dear life. As we're catching up on some lap traffic already. Gary Taylor, Brandon Templeton. I believe it just spun a couple of moments ago, and no caution came out. Caution flies now. Mike Cranmer and Andrew Embach. Embach coming off a Williams Grove win a couple weeks ago. And so Embach will come in for a quick repair. Here's what happened. Ooh, Embach just lost it. And collects Cranmer in the process. Whoa! I don't think that will signal a power outage here in Limaland, but we've seen that in the past. It's right on board Mike. Of course, we'll see some blinking on his end. It'll be tough. Probably show you a good idea of what happened. There you see what broke out. And so Birthday restarts in second. And again, Grandy is your race leader. It's a Mission 22 restart. We'll ride on board with the rear of Grandy, see if we get a gap when we come back to green. Again, he gets a free lap. It's a great jump, but immediately Birthday down on the inside. You know the better exit comes for the 518. Wing to wing, shoulder to shoulder, Grandy with the advantage. But Birthday's looking pretty good on that bottom, I'm not going to lie. Stays even with Grandy off at turn 2. Can he get the bite off the corner? Caution, Dustin. Sargent's around in turn 2, gets it going before the leaders approach. Tough break for big money. And just look at what happened. But not been the best night here for Dustin so far. Running near the back of the pack. And, ooh, he clipped a Tory tire. 2 of them, in fact. Around E1. Man, Taylor just barely missing that one. And let's ride on board here with Dustin. Yep, got a little bit too low. Tried to get some bite in the car. And wow, whoop! The captain nearly hitting the Titanic there. As we get set to come back to green. I'm sorry, that's a little bit too harsh there. Sometimes announcer lines get a little bit too messed up. But back to the green flag, Michael Birthday with some bite through 3 and 4. Schatzer, meanwhile, with a run. But remember, Birthday's been very impressive on the bottom, kind of like what Brennan Lacey is in the Renegades this season. As they're wing to wing for the lead once again. Grandy tries to get a lot of bite off the corner, a lot of drive off the corner, puts the power down and hangs on to the lead. This is on board with your points leader, Kurt Schatzer, as he watches a good battle. Birthday, I don't know how he's not hitting those tires. Caution is out, and it's for Bixler. Up on his side, and man, the pace car just forces him into the pits. Here's what happened to Bixler, and I believe we had someone else involved as well. I'm not too sure. How did Bixler roll over? Did he clip a tire? Ooh, he lost it by himself. Ooh, yeah, just hit it with the rear end. Barney with a nice, excuse me, Benny as we call him. Nice view of that one. Let's give you a better, nice angle from right here. Just watch here. Oh, the other tire. Let's watch that one more time. Try and make it quick here. Yep, right there. All right, we're back to green. 15 laps to go. This time Grandy switches to the bottom, Birthday on the top. That's a little risky because we know how good the Training Wheels Racing Squad are on the top. The caution's out for Embach. And turn 2 appears to be Calamity Corner here tonight. Too much right foot. Nice job from the pace truck to miss Embach as well. Very impressive. So there you see Joseph Grandy again. He's your race leader at the moment. What is he thinking, though, inside that cockpit? He's got to be thinking a lot. There you see him locked and focused on trying to get this win. I believe it will be his first ever win in the Rebels if he can get it done. I don't want to jinx anything, but hey, you never know. Green flag back out. Birthday tries to look around the outside for the lead. Grandy really risky. Again, I just mentioned it. We know how good Michael Birthday is on the top. Get the drive off here for the race lead. Let's take a look at the lap times here when they come to the start-finish line. This is on board with Michael Birthday. Last time by. Birthday better by 2/10, and I think Grandy may know it. There's wing to wing for the race lead. 11 to go at the line. Grandy with it for right now. Birthday looking for 3 straight wins in the B Division Rebels. Patton has crashed, no caution, no, just before they came to the line. Wow. Joseph Grandy just got himself a Christmas present late. Out for Andy Patton. Here's a look. See if there's some contact with Schultz. Yep. Oh, man. Wild wreck. Right on board here with the General. And the car nearly went upside down for the second time tonight. All right, does Joseph Grandy know that Birthday is better on the top than the bottom? Does Grandy keep it back up to the top than the bottom? We'll see what happens as we're back to green. He keeps the bottom here. Birthday just has to ride the wall easily. Ralph Connor crashes in another caution. So that saves Joseph Grandy once more. What happened to Wreck-It Ralph on this restart? All right, so Grandy gets another breather. And this would be his first win in the Rebels if he can get this job done tonight. But again, going to be very tough to do, especially against Michael Birthday. Would be as well his first ever win in Monday Night Madness in general, so we'll see what happens. He's got 9 laps to prove he can upset Michael Birthday. Does he go back to the bottom? And he does. Birthday up on the thick cushion. Again, Grandy gets that free lap. But Birthday on the outside for the race lead. Grandy keeps it for right now. 8 laps to go. It's a 4-car battle for the lead. Schatzer and Ross also a part of it. Birthday just about rides the wall, but does it perfectly at the line. Birthday, the leader. We had a crash, but no caution. Cranmer crashes again. We stay green. Connor and Cranmer also crash. They jump to the pits. Now the caution flag is out, and Grandy's got upside down with Cranmer. Speeds on his side. Lot of neck code in that situation. Oh, my. This is a situation where, in my opinion, any net code it's just way too risky for the drivers, and that's why. I hoped it did not happen. And it happened. Here's what happened to Mike. This is it, right? Let's go to this right here. This is Connor and Cranmer. Yeah, no yaw. Mike got sideways, then clipped Grandy. And then, just wait. Ooh, no, that's all Joseph, actually. Kramer was there, and they just simply hit. Let's right on board with Joseph. Man, that's a heartbreaking moment for the guy that probably had the best chance to win it. Yeah, the blink's got him there. The blink still got him. That's unfortunate. Interested to see what race control will say about that for sure. As we're back to the green flag here, meanwhile. Michael Birthday, still your race leader. 5 to go. First time he has led all race long. Schatzer and Ross, second and third. How about Roger Craig in fourth position? Could be his best finish ever in the Rebels this season. He's got company from back as they slightly touch. Now here comes the Sargents. Kyle and Dustin around the outside. They're in 5th and 6th respectively. And Kyle may have a chance at a hard charger award. 3 laps to go meanwhile for Michael Birthday, who looks for the three-peat tonight. Kyle takes 4th. Pat Boyce has crashed. We go yellow. As you see, he is stopped on the front stretch. And I believe that will put us into overtime. If not, it will be a 2-lap shootout. Maybe a natural 2-lap shootout. Here's what happened to drive through one. Ooh, Kramer and Schultz got into it. They kept him straight, and then Boyce got sideways. Saved it once more, and I think, yeah, he decided to bring it to a stop, but he brought it to a stop technically still on the track, which is what led to the yellow flag. Right at 40 with Pat. Ooh, man. Huge impact. Man. 3 handfuls for Pat Boyce, but saves it. Kept it straight. Fortunately, the caution flag flies. All right, so it will be a 2-lap shootout in regulation. Birthday, Schatzer, and Ross, your top 3. Probably the 3 best cars with a chance to win it. Who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? We're about to find out. Green flag. Great restart from Michael Birthday, of course. We know he gets 1 free lap. Look at Roger Craig inside on Connor Ross for 3rd. Can't make the pass work. But Ross tests it out for 2nd on Schatzer. Can't throw the slide job. Doctor's jacket in the air, 1 to go. Michael Birthday. It's been a while since we've seen anyone three-peat in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Until tonight, Michael Birthday wins in the B Division at Lima Land. Can you believe the season he's having so far? Three Rebel starts this season. 3 Rebel wins, batting 1,000 on the year. Unbelievable. Schatzer 2nd, and Ross finishes 3rd. We'll pose for a photo. Roger wants to get in there. Come on, Roger. Get in there for 4th for the heck of it. I know you want to. But we'll talk with your top 3 here in just a couple of moments. Don't forget our Renegades are coming up in just a matter of moments. See if we have to move anyone in. All right, so we'll move in Connor Ross here. Connor, a 3rd place finish. Best finish for you this season. I can't recall if it's your best finish ever in the Rebels, but congratulations on a good run. How did that run pay off for you?
Oh, it was good. I had some good setup help from my crew chief there, John Hine, but I wish I could have had more on the bottom. I think I was faster than Kurt, but, you know, he was up top, and sometimes just that's the way it goes. So hopefully we can do this again on the Renegades.
I know a majority of drivers here like to prefer the high side. Maybe you could be a good factor to speak for it. But Is the high side the way to go, especially when you're out in front, or not really? Obviously, we know Brennan Lacey can run a bottom, but for everyone, but is it really recommended to run the high side here?
If you can make the bottom work fast, then it's all preferred. Like I prefer the top side, and it depends on what kind of driver you are in a way. And if you can make the bottom work pretty fast, then the bottom will be good. But some tracks it's just preferred to go up top, and I think Lima Land's one of those tracks. Unless there's no top, and bottom's the only way to go.
Absolutely. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
I got to give a shout out to Mike Schultz, Heating and Cooling A&J Custom Creations, John Hine, and everyone at Gambler for helping me out and trying to make a comeback at iRacing, but Coast to Coast for putting this on, and you for doing an amazing broadcast.
Appreciate it, man. All right, we'll let you go. Great job. Hopefully we'll see you in the Renegades.
Thank you. Hope to see you too.
All right, so that is Connor Ross, our third-place finisher. No Michael birthday yet at the moment, but we have our second-place finisher in Kurt Schatzer. Kurt, you had a chance on Michael, but I don't think anyone had anything for him tonight, though. But what were the positives you took away from your run?
Well, decent points tonight. I gotta say that for sure. Yeah, that's the best thing I can take out of the night. I mean, there was a lot of caution, so safe night.
Yeah, does that definitely work for you when this race gets a couple of cautions, especially, you know, when you're at the front of the field, or is it really risky?
Oh, it's real risky. I mean, to keep getting in your rhythm lap after lap like that. I think Ross might have been a little faster than me there towards the end, but he just, I guess, maybe didn't have enough time to figure it out or something.
Want to ask you as well, man. You're the points leader coming into this race tonight, and likely you'll extend it once more. Again, that's without the drops. How have you been feeling in the 360 so far this year? Is this probably the best season you've had yet in a sprint car?
Yeah, I have to say, yeah, it's a pretty good season that I had. I mean, it started out first couple of weeks there, pretty favorite tracks there, Port Royal and Lernerville, I think, and so I got off at a good start there. I mean, the last couple of weeks weren't very good, so like I said, I'm glad to get this one and get a podium, have a good point night, and keep it going from here.
Absolutely, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
I got to thank the team, Hammer Down Racing, Brandon Templeton, Brian Dickens, and Joe Halter over at Got Your Six Racing, and Dirt Track Bank, and you guys doing the broadcast, and Roger and Preston giving us a place to race every week.
All right, we'll let you go, man. Great run, and we'll see you next week, or maybe hopefully in the Renegades tonight.
Thank you, Marty.
All right, that's Superman Kurt Schatzer, your second-place finisher here, as we now go to Victory Lane and talk with your winner tonight, Michael Birthday. Michael, congratulations. 3 straight wins. No one right now has had a dominant season as you. You're batting 1,000 on the year. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good. Hey, Marty, how you going, man? Feels good. The track got pretty slick there at the end, and got to work on her just a bit, but felt good.
Absolutely. Obviously, we saw you early in the race try the bottom on Joseph Grandy, but when Grandy swapped to the bottom, you went back on top. I'll ask it first. I mean, I know I'm one that doesn't like to ask this question, but were you surprised that he made that switch down low?
No, not after 2 restarts. I think he's a smart racer, and he's seen it was still there. So I was surprised he stuck with it. I figured after all those restarts there, I mean, we had a couple there right there together, and I figured he'd go back up, but he didn't. He stuck with it. And honestly, I think if he wouldn't have had the issue he had, I think that he would have got me. Honestly, I don't know, but I said that over to him when that happened to him.
And you guys had some close calls as well when it was side by side for the lead. You had the lead off turn 4 at one point, and when you were about to cross the line, the yellow flag came out. Just what was your mindset like inside the race car of those back-to-back cautions?
Yeah, I thought I got him about 3 or 4 times, and it put me back, which is, that's part of it. It was fun, honestly. That was a lot of fun. I don't think we ever touched each other, and yeah, I can't wait to race him some more.
Absolutely, man. We'll be seeing you in the Renegades in just a moment, or are you going to once again take the night off for that?
Yeah, I'll probably be there.
All right, awesome.
Give a shout out to my boys at Turning Wheels Racing, and we'll be there with him, probably running mid-pack here in a minute.
Better hope your teammates can end the streak of Vanderbilt.
One of us are going to get them.
Anyone else you want to give
Lacey's
shout
pretty
out?
quick on the bottom here, though, so we'll see.
For sure, for sure. Anyone else you want to give shout outs to?
Nah, that's it, man. Just you guys. Appreciate it. You guys do awesome as always, so we'll see you in a minute, hopefully.
Alrighty, yeah, absolutely. We'll let you go. Congratulations on a good dub.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Michael Birthday with the win is birthday celebrating in Cool Ray Victory Lane. As you see the replay of him crossing the checkered flag. Your hard charger tonight brought to you by All About Tie-Dye. Goes to Brandon Templeton up 13 spots. He started in 21st, and he finished in 8th. So, great run for the driver of the number 31 here tonight. While we got some messages in the chat as well. Cote, yes, big Bills win yesterday, an ugly win, I'll take it. And yes, I'm going to go for the Giants over the Eagles, and mostly because of Brian Daboll and Tyler Wilson. He was talking about the tough break for birthday at the time. So, look at your official results here from this one. Birthday with the win by just about half second on Kurt Schatzer and Connor Ross in third. Roger Craig fourth. Kyle Sargent rounds out the top 5. 13 drivers finished on the lead lap. Finishing in last tonight was Brad Waite. So, that being said, we will take our halftime intermission. And when we come back, it is Renegades time here at Lima Land on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Stay with us.
It's Florida in February. Kick off 2023 with the Dirt Car Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park. Sprint cars, late models, and modifieds at the world's fastest half mile. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars and Dirt Car UMP Modifieds February 6th through the 11th. World of Outlaws late models and Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds February 13th through the 18th. Tickets and camping at dirtcarnationals.com. February 6th through the 18th at Volusia Speedway Park. Be there.
Hi, I'm Olivia Olson, Industrial Engineering Junior and Club Volleyball member here at Penn State. I'm very excited to say that Thon is right around the corner, just a month away. And for those of you that don't know, Thon is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. They're committed to raising funds and supporting those who are affected by childhood cancer. This year, Thon is taking a very different meaning for me. Last March, just as the weather was getting ready to turn, we were all super excited to go play some more outdoor volleyball. One of my best buddies, Jesse King, went home for a routine checkup. Fast forward 60 days later, and he's just waking up from a medically induced coma. 6 months later, he's just being released from the hospital after being diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, kid's a fighter. He made it through chemo, radiation, and he's currently battling his way through extensive cognitive and physical therapies. He's doing great. He's finally letting out some of that personality that we've all been missing for so long. Luckily, the King family, thanks to 4 Diamonds, has yet to see a medical bill. There are a lot of families that can say the same out of all the good that's come out of this. So if you would like to join me and Club Volleyball in the fight against childhood cancer, please click the link to donate. Any size donation makes a world of difference for the King family and families alike. If donating at this time isn't the best option for you, please, 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 please share this video, because the more eyes on it, the better, and every dollar truly does make a difference. In addition, any thoughts, prayers, good vibes are always greatly appreciated, because we just want our best buddy back at school with us. All that being said, please always remember to never take anything for granted. Tell the people around you that you love them loud and often. and even the smallest acts can make a world of difference. Many thanks and lots of love from me and the club volleyball family and all of those being supported by Thon and Four Diamonds. Hi, my name is Olivia Olson. I am an industrial engineering senior and club volleyball member here at Penn State.
And I'm Alex Ryan, a computer science senior and another. We're excited to announce that we're planning to dance in Thon 2023.
Thon is a 46-hour, no sitting, no sleeping dance marathon aimed towards raising funds to support those affected by childhood cancer. It is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. We'll be dancing in honor of one of our best friends, Jesse King. Jesse is also a part of club volleyball, but a lot of us would consider him family. Immediately, freshman year, Alex and I clicked with Jesse and all the other new members of club volleyball. We went to the dining hall together for a lot of our meals, spent weekends together, and ended up going on vacations together. It really does feel like family to us.
Going into junior year, I was supposed to live with myself and a few of our other friends, but he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in March of 2021. He's been through chemotherapy, it's been a year since he's finished radiation, and we can officially say that he has no active cancer. Currently, he is undergoing physical and cognitive therapies.
Thanks to Thon and Four Diamonds, the King family and many other families have yet to see a bill related to medical expenses, hotels, parking, gas fees, and all other related travel expenses. It just goes to show that every dollar raised truly does go a distance. It allows families to focus on the recovery of their child as opposed to financial stress.
Because of this, we've got to spend a lot more time with Jesse and his family, who are the nicest people in the world. They throw awesome tailgates, and every time we see them, a little bit more of the Jesse that we know and love peeks through.
Until then, we are fully committed to the mission of Thon and Four Diamonds by raising funds to support the Kings and all the other families affected by childhood cancer.
With Thon less than 100 days away, we're asking that you consider donating. Regardless of the amount, it will make an immense impact. To donate to our donor drive, please scan the QR code or click the included link.
If donating isn't in your cards today, please share this video with those around you. Help us get our fundraising past the finish line.
This is a race that families can't afford to lose.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
At Coolray Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly been the leader in serving the Southeast since 1966. And nobody is more committed to delivering industry-leading excellence to the Nashville community than we are. We're number one because we've got the best and brightest HVAC technicians, plumbers, and electricians. And you can count on us 24/7, 7 days a week. Go to coolray.com to learn more.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are getting set for our Renegades. The Renegades brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. So glad you joined us here at Lima Land. Marty Sakala hopefully joined alongside Dean Reynolds in just a matter of moments. We were getting set for the Renegades, and last week we had an exciting race in Eldora, that's for sure. Tyler Wilson nearly picking up his first ever Renegades win in the Coast to Coast Racing League, and battling Stephen Goldner and Blake Chapman in the process. It was Wilson and Goldner that were trading the sliders for the win, and then off turn 2, Wilson spun it big time, and then in addition, he caught Blake Chapman in the process. Stephen Goldner took the win, and more importantly, excuse me, not Stephen Goldner, I'm sorry. Got my head in my rear end. Kyle Moonen took it. I'm sorry, Kyle. Kyle with a wild race. He's very good at Eldora, and lights out, taking the checkers in that one. And more importantly, Vanderbilt Racing, undefeated in the Renegades this season. It's led by Brennan Lacey at the moment, who's won 3 of the 5 races on the year in our A Division Renegades. Lacey not on the track currently at the moment, so we will not show him for right now. But anyway, your point standings for the event look like this coming in, and it is a 40-point lead without the drops for Patrick Spangler. Spangler up on Aiden Young for the spot. Then Brent Lacey is third with 347 points. Tyler Wilson fourth with 304 points. And Blake Chapman is fifth with 264 points. Of course, we're just around the halfway mark in this season for our event, for our Renegades. And we've got a good car count here. 26 with us tonight for the Renegades. We will be sending 2 home in our B main. The B main was so exciting last week as well. Probably the biggest B main we've ever had when it comes to terms of drivers and their popularity and how good they are. So Heat 1 is set to go. Our first heat race brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. And here is your starting lineup. The Professor John Hine, Aiden Young on row number 1. Again, that is all thanks to the pill draw we've got set up. Randy Shreves and Gary Taylor on row number 2. Jack Clevenger and Michael Birthday, row 3. Ross Corinna starting from the 7th position here tonight. 30 laps is our feature here tonight at the the Lima Land Motorsports Park. That should be a fun one once again. Can anyone beat anyone from Vanderbilt? That will be the question. Luckily, it's an LGR Motorsports front row with row number 2 occupied by an LGR Motorsports and a Vanderbilt driver, and problem for Aiden Young here. I think we're good. I think his steering may have disconnected or was just adjusting something. Oh, you know what? Actually, nope. Here's the reason why. Heat eel well for him this evening. So Aiden will start from the tail line. That's the only penalty we have for the Renegades this evening. Winner starts on pole position for our 30-lap feature as the Steve King Foundation pace truck is in. We're ready to go racing. Green is out at Lima Land. Hine and Taylor, wing to wing off the corner. The captain with a slight advantage in turn number 3. And Gary Taylor leads lap number 1. Aiden Young trying to go on the extreme high side up on the cushion to get a huge run. Race for third, meanwhile. Birthday and Shreves down to the 4th spot. Aiden Young may take it away here. Not just yet. But Aiden Young is on the charge after taking the heat eel well. On board with Young. Now looks underneath on Birthday for P3. Now Gary Taylor, got to give him credit. 3 laps in. Hanging on to that lead. Up a half second on John Hine. He does really well on the tacky tracks. Now Young's up to 3rd. He wants his teammate next for the spot. They nearly touch. Down to the inside, they nearly touch, and Young up to P2. Quickest lap last time by 11:27. Now can he set his sights on Gary Taylor? Quicker lap that time, 11:17. He's got 1.5 laps to try and close in on the captain for the pole position. Can he do it? Taylor may have to play some defense here. Young's gonna have to send it into 3 and 4 for the final time. Young on the outside, Taylor's gonna protect it, and he does. Gary Taylor's on pole position tonight. From 4th to 1st for the captain, and the pill drop paid off for the Salty Dog. Big pole position for Gary Taylor as we get set for Heat 2, brought to you by Venom Racing. And the starting lineup looks like this. The Macho Man, Tyler Wilson, and the Desert Demon, Terry Landis on row number 1. Wilson wants redemption after what happened last week. Brendan Lacey, the man that's been pretty much unstoppable, a part of the Vanderbilt clan. Him and Bob DeGood make up row number 2. The salesman, Blake Chapman, and Connor Ross on row number 3. And then you got the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson, in the 127, starting from 7th spot tonight. While we wait for the green flag to fly, let's give you your schedule for the rest of the week here on Tuesday. Topside Tuesday, presented by Gambler Motorsports. We've got midgets and pro late models at Lernerville and the trucks at Michigan. Wednesday night, the Hometown Heroes. Some news they'll be alternating between Lincoln and Lernerville. Next week, they are at, I believe this week they're at Lincoln once again. Thursday is Thursday Night Thunder with the small bit blocks at Eldora, the trucks at, the small big blocks at Lincoln, and then Xfinity Series at Michigan. Friday night, small blocks, Crate Lates 305s at Limaland. Next week for us, we are at Cedar Lake. Green is out for Heat 2. Winner starts on the outside of row 1. Remember, bottom 2, or bottom 3 at this case, go to the B main. Lacey. No, Tyler Wilson just barely on the outside. Leads lap 1, but we all know Brennan Lacey, why they call him low line. Slams the door on Tyler Wilson. Wants to dial the low line in. That's what he is a master at doing, and he starts to open a gap on Tyler Wilson. Connor Ross and Bob DeGood just crashed a couple of moments ago. They fall back. Jesse Exton in 5th and is losing time to Blake Chapman. And Tyler Wilson's got company. That's the Desert Demon right behind him, and Terry Landis. Then Landis is teaming in Blake Chapman, bringing up the rear and 4th of the transfer drivers. Meanwhile, Lacey just set the quickest lap last time by an 11:03. He has got an 0.8 of a second advantage on Tyler Wilson. Again, he's looking for win 4 on the season. Chapman with a gap of 1.9 seconds to Jesse Exton in the cutoff. You ride on board here with the salesman. Lap on board with Blake Chapman here, as they'll actually give you half a lap on board. Top speed 100 miles an hour as the white flag is out. Wilson, the quickest lap of the race last time by 11:01, but doesn't matter. Lacey on the outside of row 1 is where he will start. So Atkinson, Ross, Andy Good to our B main. Now it's time for heat race number 3, brought to you by the Salty Dogs race team. Roger Craig on pole position after a great run in the Rebels next to the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 2, the Goose, Chad Cote. Brandon Dittmer again the outside of row 2, and then Jeff Kemper and Patrick Spangler make up row 3. Look at Brandon's car, guys. Ballparking it. The car is for sale. He must have listened to me with what I've been saying last week. I blame Isaac for everything. Tow truck bound. Brandon's been known for his hilarious skeeves, for his Random schemes. Last season at the season finale had my face on it. In the beginning of the season, he did Dean. Round 2, we did Isaac, then put it back to his normal scheme, and now the car is for sale for 83. Oh, wait till Isaac sees this one. Isaac, I know you're laughing when you're watching this. I know you are. Winner on the inside of row number 2. Green flag is about to fly. Here we go. Dittmer looks to go 2 for 1. Hang on. Contact with Cote and Kemper. Who gets out of this? Does Kemper get off in his brand new paint scheme? And he does. Dittmer and Cote to the bottom. And we've got a 3-car race for the lead, but this may not last long because Spankler's up on his patented outside line. Just clipped the wall for a split second, but it's Barker that leads. Roger Craig second. Couple of retread drivers showing the young guns who's boss. Spankler up on the outside as he ride on board with the high side banger. On Roger Craig for P2 is ahead. We're halfway home. Does Barker consider playing some defense here, switching to the top? He doesn't. He saw Craig get a little bit squirrely. Into 1 and 2. Spangler up into second. Kemper last lap. Quickest lap 11:41. Now, next target for Spangler is your race leader on board with Barker. Has Spangler on the outside. Barker tries to shut the door, but Spangler with a run. Can Barker hang on over the 39? No, Spangler pulls up. For the lead, Spangler takes it over Barker with 1 to go. Now Barker has to hope the high side banger makes a mistake, but that is going to be very tough. Spangler takes the heat win. Barker second, Craig third. Got to give those two credit for hanging on there. And we see Dittmer and Cote down the B main. Back-to-back B mains for both Dittmer and Cote. Dittmer made it in last week. Cote did not. One more heat race left to go. This heat race is brought to you by the Mauer Farm Management. And here's your starting lineup. Joe Backus and Barry Goldner on row number 1. Preston Cranmer and Stephen Goldner, row 2. And then the Money King, Kyle Moonen, last week's winner, will start in 5th position next to Gentleman Jack Hitt. Moonen last week only led 2 laps in that race and won it. Top 4 transfer. Winner starts on the inside of row 2. 1 to go until we take the green for our final heat race. Backus and Barry Goldner, your front row. But it may not last long with the drivers they've got behind them. But you never know what's going to happen. Ask the way guys like Gary Taylor and Jeff Barker performed in their heats as we're underway for our final heat race. Goldner still on the outside of Backus. They touch. Goldner up in the wall with Goldner. Hang on, Steven. Around he goes and into the last spot. Barry hangs on to 4th, and there's a race between him and Jack Hitt for the final transfer spot. But for the lead, the Outlaw looks underneath on Joe Backus on board with Smoking Joe. Backus clears, 11:46 last lap. But Cranmer on the clear as he makes the pass in the bottom and clears. Here comes Moonen in 3rd spot with 11:29 last lap. He is running some quick laps, baby. better by 300s than last time by. And look at the set. Huge speed. Oh my goodness, he set it way too much. And did he collect Preston? He collects Jack in the process. How did Preston keep it straight? I don't know. But 2 Vanderbilt cars to the B main. I think they want to show off and maybe contend for a medal. 2 to go here. Backus on the outside of Barry for second. How about the way Barry's been running? From nearly wrecking it in the start of the race to maybe beating Preston Cranmer. We'll see what happens here in the 3 and 4. Preston takes the checkers. He starts from P4 tonight. Goldner, Backus, and hit the final transfer spots before the B main. Stephen Goldner and Kyle Moonen in the Consi, and this is once again going to be an amazing last chance showdown. Your B main brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Jack Clevenger and the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson on row number 1. The Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer and Stephen Goldner on row number 2. Randy Shreves and Connor Ross, row 3. The Goose, Chad Cote, and the Money King, Kyle Moon in row 4. And then Ross the Boss Corinna, if he calls to the grid, starts from 9th. And Bob DeGood in 10th. So I texted Brandon just moments ago, and I told him, so now I see why your car is for sale. And he says, I've never had a car snap loose on that tacky of a track before. So that's a first for Dittmer indeed. Let's know who you're rooting for in the chat, and we'll be sure to give you a shout out on the air. A lot of our drivers that were in chat earlier are racing right now, like Brandon, Chad, and Tyler, who I know are watching. Again, 10 laps. Top 8 transfer, the bottom 2 will head to the concession stand early and buy themselves a hot dog. We'll focus on the driver starting in 8th position after lap 1. Right now, starting from the 8th spot is Kyle Moonen. Clevenger and Atkinson bring us to the green flag. Here we go. The last chance showdown underway. And I don't know who got the green flag in front. Was it Clevenger or Atkinson? That's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I believe it is Jesse. That had a clean start, won't get penalized. Clevenger leads lap 1, now to the race for 8th. It's Chad Cote against Ross Corinna. Corinna looks around the outside, and the boss in the 8th, but Connor Ross is in the wall. Loses a lot of time. That puts Ross down into 9th. Corinna could have P8 in just a matter of moments. See what happens. They try to split Cote 3 wide and get Cote in that final transfer spot for right now. The penultimate contact with Moonen, and Cote is down to 9th. A little similar to what happened between him and Brendan Lacey on the final lap last week. Randy Shreve starts to blink, and now Corinna with the final transfer spot. Top 4 have pulled away from 5 to 8, and a riled scrum has broken out like it's a boxing match. Goldner the quickest lap last time by 11:51, but Clevenger leads. Goldner, though, sends it up on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. And Goldner leads the line. He takes the lead away. Dittmer in 4th, now makes his way up into 3rd spot. Clevenger not giving up on the bottom. Back in a P8, it's still Ross Corinna over Chad Cote by half a second. 3 wide for 5th, and Moonen takes away the 5 spot. Ross tries to get some bite in the corner. Bad exit for him. Could fall into the clutches of Chad Cote for the final transfer spot. The lead is still not over yet. Stephen Goldner, it may be over now as he clears Jack Clevenger by a lot. Jesse Atkinson looks to throw a 2-for-1 discount at the grocery store, but it's back to P3 as the doctor's jacket is in the air for the final time in the B main. Corinna still with the final spot. Cote's got a chance. He has to set it at 3 and 4, and there he goes. He takes a risk, but he hits the bumps. Second straight week, Cote misses the show, and it's Ross Coretta who makes it in for the final spot. Wow. Crazy stuff breaks out once again. Stephen Goldner, the winner in your B main. Atkinson second, Dittmer third, Clevenger fourth, Kyle Moonen fifth. I hear a little birdie in my ear. Is that Dino?
Welcome. Oh my God, they're done with the B main. Well, at least I get to see the feature this week.
Yeah, Dean gets to see the feature. So, how'd you do?
I got fourth.
Good.
Got fourth, ran the 358s against the big blocks.
Nice, nice. So we are on our warm-up watch, brought to you by the Oshweekend Speedway. Don't forget that our Winter Nationals are coming up in a couple of weeks, from January 30th to February 2nd. It is the Jim Brown Memorial Winter Nationals for childhood cancer, featuring 305s, 360s, 358s, and big block modifieds. All races.
Looking forward to that.
All races at Volusia Speedway as well. So it'll be very exciting to watch. Again, class price begins at $10. If you want to do all 4 classes, it's $25. $5 increase on all classes after January 22nd, not the 24th, excuse me. And qualifying nights are Monday and Tuesday, the 30th and the 31st. And then we will have Soup Night on February 1st. And we've had a lot of sponsors. We got to think of that. Without none of them would be possible, such as the Super Dirt Car Series as well. Cool Ray, the Salty Dogs race team, Flatline Racing Bodies, Maurer Farm Management amongst the notables.
And I see they've gotten a lot of sponsors for that. That's a unique event, and it's funny. It's my 4 favorite divisions, and it stops before I fly down to Florida, so I'm able to run it. So I'm looking forward to that. And we put up $25 for the overall champion, and that'll be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to this. This could be a cool event.
Absolutely, it's awesome. Now, have you seen Dittmer's scheme yet?
I have not. Oh my God, hold on. I noticed Chad Cote didn't qualify.
Second,
I'm really shocked about that. Yeah.
Make it.
Jeez. All right. Dittmer, TV1.
Wait till you see the bottom of the wing, though. Wait till you see the bottom of the wing. Go from the rear chase perspective.
Okay, piece of junk for sale, 83 cents.
Front, the regular chase. I'm sorry.
There it is. I blame Isaac for everything. This crew's got Jack Daniels whiskey suits on. I love it.
Yeah, they want to be like Clint Boyer, so.
Awesome.
All right, warm-ups are in the books. Preliminary action is complete. And ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Cool Ray, the Coast to Coast Racing League, Oshweekend Speedway, and all the fine drivers and sponsors, we thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It's now time to meet the field of 24, ready to take the green for 30 laps around Lima Land Motorsports Park. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the pole position for the first time this season, the captain, Gary Taylor, and Brennan Lacey next to him in row number 1. Row number 2, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler, and the Ayla Outlaw in Preston Cranmer. Row 3, the New Hampshire Rocket, Aiden Young, and Macho Man, Tyler Wilson. Row 4, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, and Barry Goldner in the 36. Row 5, the Professor, John Hine in the 71, and the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Row 6, the Bassman, Roger Craig, and Joe Backus in car number 46. Row number 7, Michael Birthday in the 95, and the Salesman, Blake Chapman. Row 8, Jeff Kemper in the 181, and Gentleman, Jack Hitt. Row 9, Stephen Goldner and the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson. Row 10, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, and Jack Clevenger in the 78. Row 11, the Money King, Kyle Moonen and Randy Trees in the 56. And row 12, Connor Ross in the 35, and Ross the Boss Corino. Dean, real quick, who's your pick?
Still looking at Gary Taylor on the pole.
Absolutely.
God bless him. I'm going to go Spangler. I think
right.
he's got to get a win in him here.
Well, we're set to go racing here. The race against childhood cancer, green showtime in Lima Land.
Oh, this is Lacey's track.
It is, and you see him.
Yes. Oh, hang on, guys. Hang on, hang on.
Here
Easy.
we go.
Easy.
Oh, technical.
Jeff Parker.
They saved it luckily from the back. Just had some technical difficulties. Apologies for that, but we are
Or Jeff. He got
all
funneled all the way.
and good to go. Yes, Barker back to last, but meanwhile, Brennan Lacey has opened up a nice gap on Preston Cranmer. 0.6 of a second of contact between Tyler Wilson and Barry Goldner. That was a race for fifth. Here comes Spangler, meanwhile, Mr. High Side Banger for the bottom step of the podium on Gary Taylor. See if he can take the spot away. On board with Patrick here, Dean. Could it be a good chance to take third right here?
Yeah, he's getting the momentum going on the outside, and yellow.
Caution.
Yellow's out, Marty.
Randy Shreves and Jeff Kemper around.
Jeff Kemper, the newest Gambler team member.
And here's what happened to both of them. Just about in the back of the pack, and they slightly touched off of two. And in the process as well as Connor Ross. Jeff Barker, I think, got involved as well. So that is Shreves. Let's right on board with Kemper. There's the touch. Up in the air he goes with the front end. Ooh, and Barker gave him a lick on the front. The front wing did not come off on it, so he is good. So Brennan Lacey off to a great start, and without question, he came in as the Vegas favorite to win.
Threw me off with that wrap. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, brand new wrap for him in the 414. And all the numbers you see on the leaderboard should be updated by next week. But set to restart here. Lacey leads, Cranmer second, Spangler third, Taylor fourth, and Wilson fifth. Here we come. It's the Mission 22 restart.
Through the yellow. They threw the yellow.
Yellow back out one more time here. I believe they're just trying to get Randy Shreves back in line.
Yeah, I think it's because he came out of the pits at that time, because it doesn't show anyone through the yellow in the chat.
I think they just extended it one more lap.
Yeah, I think iRacing did. Yep.
All right, we'll try it once again. Back to green. Lacey holds serve. We saw some drivers work the bottom, but you see Lacey just snapped on the Tory tire for a split second. Now let's see if that's the only mistake that he makes throughout the night as he opens up a 0.6 of a second lead. Now, Dean, if we get a long run, could lap traffic be a big factor here?
Absolutely, and the track looks racy. As you can see, Lacey's down low, Preston's in the middle, and Patrick's up top. So that means the lap traffic's going to be in the three grooves too.
Absolutely. Taylor holding up Wilson and Goldner in the race for fourth. The Macho Man challenges downstairs. Barry Goldner up on the high side on the thick cushion, and Wilson clear for fourth on the captain. Goldner downstairs on Gary for the top five. Aiden Young just behind in seventh spot. Aiden nearly stole the win from Gary Taylor on the final lap. Meanwhile, they're three wide behind. It's a Terry Landis Desert Demon sandwich at the moment. Popcorn is the bread with Backus and Chapman at the moment. Let's go to the race for second. Yeah, Spangler against Cranmer for the runner-up spot. Ooh, Spangler caught the wall. Bad exit for him, Dean.
Yeah, but Preston, I tell you, he's getting a lot of laps in now. He's been getting back behind the wheel in a lot of races. Preston's a good sprint car driver. He just needs to get back in the groove, and you can see it now.
Absolutely. You see Spangler start to close it in that training wheel.
Right in lap traffic now.
All right, there you see it right there. Lacey laps Jeff Barker. Next guy he approaches is Randy Shreves in the 56. Will this be an issue for him tonight in this one, Dean?
That's the only thing that's going to stop him from the way it looks, is if lap cars impede on his efforts there, because he's just gone.
A 2.5 second lead for Brennan at the moment. Let's go back to the race for second. Spangler, big stand, and he had to back off on corner exit because Preston was up on the high side. And now Spangler comes in with ammunition for Training Wheels Racing. Tyler Wilson, but Wilson wants to get back on the podium, especially after what happened last week, Dean.
Yeah, and Tyler blinked out. Oh, Tyler got it the inside tire, then he lost some momentum. Tyler, again, another good sprint car runner, and just got to shake the magic of the wall.
Saves it. That puts Tyler up into third. Now does Spangler lose the fourth spot to Aiden Young? See what happens as we've completed 17 laps here at Limaland. Best race on the track is here. Gary Taylor, Michael Birthday, Jack Clevenger, Kyle Moonen. That's a huge race for 12th, and they're 4 wide and 2. Oh my, that's crazy. This is insanity. You wanted the best. You wanted the best. You had him 4 abreast for a couple of moments. John Hine has crashed it. No caution. He is below the tires. He should tow it or take it to the pits, and that's what he'll do. He'll put a pit side. Gary Taylor's also crashed it. We stay under the green flag. Nice job from John to keep it going. They'll see if he merges back on the track properly, which he does. Meanwhile, Lacey, the leader, almost some contact with Roger Craig in 18th. He's got 9 laps to go at the line here, Dean.
Yeah, and John, you can't blame John. You thought the yellow would come on out, so I would have stayed there as well. And unfortunately, it didn't. So, God, what a run by these guys.
Absolutely.
Look at this. Everyone.
One of the best.
This is a racy track. They're all over the place.
One of the best long runs that we have seen all season. Wilson and Kramer race for second. Well, they got Jeff Kemper, Gary Taylor, Jeff Barker all on the way. Horrible accident for Kramer off turn 2. See if Spangler tries to take advantage for the second spot. 7 to go, coming to 6 at the line for Brennan Lacey. He's got 16 drivers left on the lead lap. 6 left for Lowline Master, looking for win 4 on the season and to keep Vanderbilt Racing undefeated. Yes, back to second. Tyler Wilson, Patrick Spangler. Oh, trouble!
Preston, oh, geez. There might be a yellow here.
No caution, he kept it straight.
Wow, he kept it going, yep.
He falls back into the 9th position. That's a tough break for Preston. He had probably his best run of the season so far in the A division. That moves Chapman in 8th. How about Terry Landis in 7th? Great run for him at the moment. And Barry in 6th. Very quiet this evening. 3 to go for Brennan Lacey, but he's got a lot of lap traffic to endeavor here. But a huge lead, 5.8 seconds on the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson. Only thing he does not want to see from Barney is a yellow flag. He wants to see a doctor's jacket come out in the air, but there's some contact, and at Backus, right in front of Lacey. He misses and head flips. The caution is out before the white. Oh, boy.
Wow. I tell you, what a run. I mean, this track is, you know, they're 3-4 wide the entire way. It's a tight track, and this to be the second yellow, that's pretty amazing. And now, though, the lap cars will have to shuffle to the back, so Tyler Wilson was running Lacey's line. Be interesting to see if now with a clearer track and not dicing in and out with lap cars, he might have a faster car.
But now let's remember here as well, Dean, he does get 1 free lap in Brennan Lacey, and you know he uses that free lap to his advantage big time.
Yeah, and a track this size is probably going to be 2 laps. You get the advantage because, yeah, restarts always gains you a lap or 2. I mean, it did when I had the Lernerville win there in Rebels. I had that late yellow, and that saved me, really. Yeah, you don't want to see it in Brendan Lacey when you had a 5-second lead, but if you had somebody on your tail, you do want to see it.
Let's watch this. Show you how Brennan missed this accident. Oh, excuse me. That was after the yellow came out. So, we will go into overtime. First of 2 attempts at the green-white checkered.
Yep, it's an official. No, it's not an official overtime. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
We've got
races. So this is number 1 for extended.
1 of 2. Brennan Lacey looks to keep Vanderbilt undefeated. Tyler Wilson wants the one that got away to come back to him and park it in victory lane. Patrick Spangler in 3rd. He wants to get a win finally this season. What's going to happen? Back to green, 2 to go.
And Goldner's in 4th. We didn't see that.
Yeah, Steven Goldner up 13 spots. Was in the B main, won the B main in the race tonight. Spangler around the outside, looks for 2nd. Doctor's jacket in the air. 1 to go for Brennan Lacey. Will be his 4th win of the season, but he clips the tires, makes a small mistake, but it should be good enough. Through 3 and 4, Brennan Lacey went 4 on the year for 2nd. I don't know. Spangler or Wilson?
Spangler by
Wow.
6/1000ths.
Wow, he beats out Tyler Wilson for the runner-up spot. Hard charger of the race goes to Kyle Moonen, up 14 into 7th.
Yep.
But
What an amazing race.
yeah, that was.
I think every car finished. Except for Jack Hitt, maybe. I think Jack Hitt's the only one.
I have obviously 19 cars on the lead lap. I think you're right. If it wasn't for the caution with 2 to go, every car would have finished on track. You're right.
Yeah, 11 cars on the lead lap.
And
Wow.
great run
That's
by
domination.
everyone tonight. Everyone should be proud of what they did here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so. All right, just get our top 3 all locked up and loaded in here. And we are good to go here. So let's begin with Tyler Wilson, our 3rd place finisher here. Tyler, heck of a run for you tonight. Walk us through it as a whole.
Us TWR guys were, or Training Wheels Racing guys, we were really struggling to figure out kind of what setup to go with. We had some that pretty dominant on top, some that were pretty dominant on bottom, and we went a couple different routes. And well, you saw Patrick. I think he had that front Nerf bar. I'm fairly certain his sticks out a little further than mine to steal that 2nd place there. But yeah, we just kind of
1,000ths, Tyler.
yeah. But we, we managed to kind of make both setups work. So I committed to the bottom, knowing that, I mean, if Lacey can do it, I felt like I could at least be somewhat close. And I think I was within about 6.5 seconds of him. So I think I was about right where I wanted to be.
Absolutely.
He's pretty damn hard to beat here, that's for sure. But I'll take a podium, especially after that heartbreaker last week.
Did you guys learn anything from Birthday's run an hour ago in the Rebels?
Oh, I learned that I can't run the top like he can. I mean, he made a few setup changes in that race, kind of gave us some pointers on what he noticed as the track slicked off. So having him run that Rebels, I mean, is actually a pretty big benefit to our team. As far as setup stuff, I mean, he's probably the most knowledgeable guy we have. So having him run first definitely helps us out.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Oh, all the guys at Training Wheels Racing. Tonight was definitely a team effort to get this one done, so I'm pretty proud of that. Good job, Michael, on the Rebels win, and then you guys for the broadcast. It was kind of cool last week seeing the video you did of all the cool buttons and trinkets and all the fun stuff you have to put these broadcasts on. So we really appreciate that. Roger and everybody that puts this league on. Yeah, just all the guys that we run with week in and week out. Had a good time.
Absolutely, man. All right, we appreciate your time. Great run tonight. We'll see you next week.
Yep, see you next week. Thank you.
Good run, Tyler.
Tyler Wilson, our 3rd place finisher here. Let's go to our 2nd place finisher and Patrick Spangler. Patrick, how in the world did you hold off Tyler Wilson there in those in the checkered flag?
I was just getting the runs off the top there. The bottom was going away, so they were. I noticed him and Lacey were sliding higher out of the corner, hitting that slick, and it was over rotating their car. And I just was driving in deeper and deeper just to try and get that run off the end of the turns. And
So you need a 40-lap feature.
I did. If that caution would have came out like 5 laps sooner, I think I would have had something for Lacey there because he kept messing up. He got the tires on that one. My eyes got real big. But yeah. I needed a caution sooner or just not to get in it with Kramer earlier where I got put in the wall. So it was a good run though.
Absolutely. How was the high side from your perspective tonight? Obviously, what we had tonight on this track was a really racy track, probably the best we've ever seen it here.
It was real easy and smooth to drive up top. I just wasn't getting the drive I normally get on most high sides. So like Kramer was able to roll the middle, and I couldn't really catch him. I was catching like a few tenths a lap or like hundredths a lap, but I wasn't getting the good runs off. At the end, it was starting to come in more because the bottom and middle were going away. But yeah, it was a fun one.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just, you guys for putting on the show here. Roger for running the league. Training Wheels Racing, double podium here. And Dad and Uncle back on watching. The wife for pausing her show so I could do the interview.
You know, Marty, he followed up a podium in the big blocks with this now, too. So Patrick's becoming an all-around guy. He wants that $25 I'm putting up for the Nationals.
He does.
Hey, any track you can run the top in a big block like a sprint car, I'm usually halfway decent. If you give me those like Charlotte tracks and things like that, I'll be in the back in the B main.
Oh, just get up and send her.
Well, we know, we know you're ready for Volusia, for Volusia, that's for sure. So All right, we'll let you go, man. Great run tonight. Congrats.
Thanks.
Patrick Spangler with a second place finish. And now it's time to go to Victory Lane where we talk with your race winner. Brennan Lacey gets it done here in Coolray Victory Lane. 4th win of the season, Brennan. My gosh, what a start. I've never seen anything like it, man.
You wanted a yellow at the end, right?
Actually, yes, if you want my honest answer, because I had a couple of cars. I had a car hit a tire and get bicycled up in front of me, and I was like, oh, no.
Are you talking about Backus and hit?
No, I think Clevenger hit a tire like 3 laps before that, and I was just, once I saw that, I kind of backed it off because I saw I had a lead. So I was like, I'm not going to put myself in dangerous room here.
Yeah, smart move, man. Smart move. Obviously, you had the car to beat without question. We know how you are in the low line. What was your mindset like on that final restart?
Just don't screw up. And I went down there and hit a tire and about jacked at 90 degrees. And I was like, oh crap, that could have been it right there. But I got kind of flirted with them tires tonight. I don't know if it was the smart move or not, but it paid off in the end. I think I had like 5.9 seconds at one point in that long run, which was fantastic for this track. I was glad we could actually see that for once at a short track. So that helped a lot in that run tonight for sure.
What did you think with the long run? I mean, Marty goes, do you think left traffic's going to come into play? And I said, absolutely. And then we noticed you were middle, Preston, you were low, Preston's middle, and Patrick was high. And I said, Brennan's going to have to deal with this lap traffic 3 wide. I mean, did you think they were going to do 20-something laps without a yellow?
From my driving experience personally, and I talked to Goldner about it when we were, running some laps before this thing and watching that B race, is I would rather that set with where I'm going on the bottom. I said I'd rather have the longest runs possible because I'm able to click off laps, stay smooth, and I know what the car is going to do each lap. Where on restarts, I tend to get to where, hey, they're bunched up. Even though I had a lead, I'm still going to drive this thing as hard as I can into the corner, and I'll screw up. I did that the last couple times we've been here in the last couple seasons. That long run, I'm just sitting there and I'm loving it. And for me, being in lap traffic, it helps me because I feel like I'm starting at the back and trying to pass cars to go to the front. So it's just an instinct thing and reaction thing that, hey, I know that I can get this here, and it's just patient game from there, trying to pick them off one by one.
Well, next week, we've got Cedar Lake. What's the outlook like there?
It's Cedar and me are love-hate relationship. I think we're going to have to go back up on the fence next week. So we'll see. We'll see what we got to do there. But, I've tried both lines there, and I've been successful there with both lines. But I know last time we were there, I was out with my soup there. So we're going to throw some laps down this week. Definitely get Goldner in here. You know how he's crew chiefing this thing again. The thing's rolling like a rocket again. So we'll see what we can do next week.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Big shout-out to Vanderbilt Racing, fantastic group of guys there that we get to run with, and Ross painted up this new car. Glad to be back in kind of a black, red, and scheme, something you guys haven't seen in a while. Big shout out to them. I want to thank all the guys that run with Biola.com and all them guys. Yeah, put Dirt Gangster on there. Got to support one of the old Oklahoma people. So if you want to go online and get you some pretty sweet looking shirts, it's dirtgangster.com up there. So gonna support them now, and thanks for you boys coming up here and doing this thing for us.
All right, well, we'll let you go.
Good job, man. Good job.
Vanderbilt stays undefeated. Congratulations.
We're gonna roll it, boys. We'll see how it goes.
Brennan Lacey celebrates in Coolray Victory Lane. Coolray's goal is to make sure that race reputation of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Coolray is proud of their reputation of handling homeowners and businesses in the Southeast. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. We're just showing right now, man, that was right behind Brennan Lacey when John Hine and Jeff Kemper spun. Kemper did a 360 there and saved it. So there's a brief look at that.
The meeting of the teammates now.
Yeah. I just had an idea come to my mind. Roger, I hope you are listening to this right now. For next week, let's put a bounty on Vanderbilt. Give
Vanderbilt bounty. You know what? I have $8.32 on that.
All right.
I'll start it.
All right. Well, there you go. There's a starter for you. Roger, you better send me a message if you approve of that. If you're listening to that. I think the fans would love it.
Vanderbilt
The
bounty.
fans would love a Vanderbilt bounty, that's for sure. So, all right. Here are your official results from tonight. Brennan Lacey with the win. He leaves 11 drivers on the lead lap. How about the runs from Barry Goldner, Terry Landis? Top 10 runs from them. Well done from them. Tough break for Gary Taylor after starting on pole, finished in the 21st position. Here are, look at your bottom four. Of course, Jack Hitt and Joe Backus brought out the second caution flag in this race. All right, Dean, is it time?
Yes, he is. He's right here.
All righty, it's buddy time. There he is. There's our
He
guy.
watched it from the other side of the table, so he was being good tonight.
Nice, buddy being a good boy.
Yeah. And we're going to show him the replay. He's going to enjoy it. Oh, wait.
He's giving you kisses.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Get ready to watch the replay in a couple hours when it's in HD.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, so.
Actually, we're going to watch me finish fourth in the big block.
You guys going to watch that first. I get it. I get it. So. All righty. There he is. There's our mascot of the Coast to Coast Racing League, the cutest segment of all of them. All right, so that does it for this week. Next week, Cedar Lake. You and I have always loved Cedar Lake, whether it be any car, whether it be a modified or a sprint car or a late model. It's going to be one you don't want to miss out on, especially because you never know what the finish is going to be like.
Yeah, Cedar Lake, as you know, Marty, we had it last night in our little thing that we did. And actually, that's where I was before I came in here. I ran a 75 lapper at Cedar Lake. And, you know, even with a sprint car, you know, like Brennan says, you can run the top up there in 1 and 2 and both 3 and 4 as well. But you can also hike that wing up, put it back, and run the middle. And then there's going to be some guys who are going to go around the tires. And it's going to be another show just like this one, I think.
Absolutely. So with that, we will say farewell for tonight. On behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, Cool Ray, Oshweekend Speedway, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig and his amazing team. For Dean Reynolds, Marty Sakalas saying so long. Congratulations to your winners tonight. Bud Waite in the Raiders, Michael Birthday in the Rebels, and Brennan Lacey in the Renegades. So long, everyone.